questions that the members of the media may have.
Some of the town board members have concerns about possible tax breaks in any way, shape, or form. Does this lease contain any tax breaks, any tax benefits for the developers?
The lease itself contains no tax benefits, but this project should be eligible for tax benefits. The County of Nassau and the Town of Hempstead negotiated with the State of New York to create what's known as an Empire Zone. This property was specifically included in the Empire Zone so that we could get tax benefits and encourage development at this property. Under the Empire Zone arrangement, what happens is the developers get the tax benefits, but the county, the town, the school districts continue to get the same taxes, and instead the state picks up the tax burden through the Empire Zone. In addition, the project could be eligible for IDA benefits, which are given to just about every single new project here on Long Island, both by the County of Nassau and by the Town of Hempstead on a regular basis. There's no reason that this project wouldn't be considered for IDA benefits as well. This project will generate millions and millions of dollars of tax revenues, and it will be a great positive thing for the county and for the state of New York, quite frankly, because of all the jobs that will be created. It'll create income tax revenues as well. It'll create sales tax revenues. It'll create ticket tax revenues. It'll create property tax revenues. So this is a huge economic plus for the county. But this project will be eligible for the same type of benefits that other projects are eligible for. And in addition, we'll have a special opportunity to get Empire Zone benefits because of the fact that it was specifically designated as a location for Empire Zone benefits after negotiations by the county and the Town of Hempstead.
But will all of the above mentioned create any kind of a tax burden on county residents?
Absolutely not. This property will be a net plus in tax revenues to the people of Nassau County. The county will make money, and the town will make money, and the school district will make money from this deal. There will be less provided in services than will be generated in tax revenues from this type of economic development. Unlike new development in areas that are sprawling, for example, we have to build new infrastructure into the area. This will be a net positive as far as economic growth.
What happens to this October 3rd deadline that was basically said the town of Hempstead had to come up with the final zoning application?
Well, I'll let Mr. Wong answer that, but I've always heard him say from the beginning he wants to know a yes or no answer by October 3rd, and if he didn't get an yes or no answer by October 3rd, he was going to start exploring other options. We're hoping that he doesn't explore other options or that he doesn't find other options. There have got to be other municipalities that would be more welcoming than the Town of Hempstead have been.
But is that gone now? Has this agreement's been reached for 2030?
No, it's not gone. The town has not met the October 3rd date.
Maybe I can shed a little more light on that. Since the beginning of the project several years ago, I met with Kate Murray also and talked about this project and what we can do with it. And I think the reason there was an October 3rd date is somewhere you have to decide. So in January 23rd, some of you already know, met with Kate Murray again and said, you have to give me an answer. It's a yes or a no. If you say no, it's okay. Tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want. Okay, this way then we can decide then I can say yes or no. As you probably also know that the meeting that was supposed to happen the week after January 23rd never happened, and it took Tom Swazi and Labor and so forth to craft the meeting. I think it was June the 5th, John, I think something like that, in June.
After the January 23rd meeting.
Yeah, it took a long time. Any changes, anything now, it doesn't make sense because you can't go back and start over again. So if you don't want to do it, say no. It's okay. But this is not the time to be starting to, at this point, to be negotiating anything. If it's not right for the Town of Hempstead, then just say no.
So is your deadline extended now?
Excuse me?
Is your deadline extended now?
No, October 3rd is 2 days.
So if they were to say,
Wait, one at a time.
Okay.
I'm not sterile.
If the town were to say, can you scale back the residences or scale back something a little bit, what would you say at this point? Like if they said it today or tomorrow?
Let me just jump in this for 1 second. Again, I've done dozens of these, and this is a very unique experience because typically when you're working with a town and a big project or a small project, it's a collaborative process from the moment you file. You sit down with them, you get feedback from the community, you get feedback from each of your consultants, the engineers, and you work and say, okay, we've heard this feedback, let's make adjustments. What's in the situation with town of Hempstead, there is none of that back and forth. And as Charles said, even at the end, which is way later in the game than you would normally start in January, he said one more time, listen, please, if this isn't gonna work for you, tell me what will work for you, and then we'll start working towards that goal or realize it won't work for us. And to now come out at this stage of the game and say, well, here's the adjustments, it's disingenuous. It's basically a no, because it wasn't through the entire process, which is the way it typically is done.
I want to add something else if I can, Randy, before you ask the next question. You know, I met with Supervisor Murray years ago, literally, on this project. We had a press conference about some separate topic here in the county, invited her over to my office, and I said specifically, Supervisor, what would you like to see happen at the Coliseum? Let me know what you'd like to see. What's your vision for the property? I've laid out my romantic vision for the area. You tell me what you'd like to see. Well, how much housing would you like to see? How tall would you like the buildings to be? What would you like to see happen here? She said at the time, I don't discuss projects with developers. I said, I'm not a developer, I'm your colleague in government. Let's discuss, what you'd like to see happen there. She wouldn't do it. As recently as, he was talking about the January 23rd meeting, I had not really been involved in a public way of pushing the project. I made a conscious decision to do that for a long time until earlier this year. I was pushing and pushing and pushing for a meeting with the supervisor and the supervisor and the developers to talk about the process, because she refused to discuss what she wanted to see at the project itself. She's always said steadfastly, I'm not going to discuss the project. And we had a fight just to get a meeting about the process. I was at a public meeting the other day with 2 town supervisors, several developers. It's a group called Building Long Island, I think it was called. It was up at the Mill Ridge Cottage. In that meeting, Supervisor Malone was talking about how they built the Tanger's outlet out in Babylon. And they were talking about, well, what was the key to success here? The key to success was that we met with the developers throughout the entire process. They gave a little, we gave a little. Throughout the entire process, we worked together to figure out how to make something work. The town has refused to discuss what they want for the entire process. So to suggest now that, maybe if we made it this different this way or different that way is disingenuous. And it's not fair, quite frankly, to the developers who have invested these millions of dollars and thousands of hours of time to say, oh, we're going to change it now. So, but I'm sorry, Randy.
That's okay. So just to pin you down a little bit, is there then at this point no middle ground? It's what you have proposed, Scott and Charles, or not? It's a yes or a no, not anything in between. Can you sort of affirm or not that statement? That
It's yes or no.
Yeah.
Mr.
Where-
Wang,
Wow, it's pronounced wow.
wow.
Like the Yankees pitcher.
Yes, Jimmy.
Can you move the islands before 2015 if you had to?
No.
2015.
We had to
2015.
We had to
With-
20.
But just think about it. What if they decided to stop investing in the team here locally? If they stopped investing money in making the place look nice, in improving the facility on a regular basis? If there was not a commitment here beyond 2015, you'd see this facility, which is already considered one of the worst facilities in the entire league, become worse.
So October 3rd is Saturday, Mr. Vaughn, and the Hempstead Town Board is meeting today and is not going to vote on it.
Yeah,
What happens Sunday morning?
I think we're going to play a great game on Saturday. We're going to win. It's my son's birthday. We're going to have a great birthday party there. We go on. But I certainly will explore the options come October the 5th. I think that's Monday, right? We start exploring other options. But we're here. I'm committed. And I want to make this very, very clear. I'm committed to Long Island. I love Long Island. This is the real place where the islanders belong. And we want to do something to make this a great island. And I've said this over and over again. I said it from the very beginning when I said, here it is, let's do this, yes or no, and if it's no, tell me what you want, we'll look at it, we'll tell you yes or no.